All right, let's do a mailbag. Greetings, Frater. My name is blank. I am 23. A year ago, I did my first little ritual consisting of lighting a small candle, visualizing my intentions. I started to research magic due to my desire of getting laid. A few weeks passed by, and nothing happened, so I relit another candle. Another few weeks passed by, and nothing happened, so I decided to forget about it and move on. Lo and behold, before I realized it, I had done the deed with a number of attractive ladies, and I asked myself if the candle had anything to do with it. Now I know better. Thus far, every ritual I have done has worked. None have failed. I have done rituals involving women and money. However, as I grow spiritually, I'm realizing that the reasons I got interested in magic aren't as important as I thought they were, and I'm changing my focus onto mastering myself. By no means am I an adept, but I do know that magic works, and that's all I need to understand as of now. Although I don't study magic on a day-to-day basis, I like to think that I have some sort of connection with my higher self, as I have had plenty of synchronicities. My life has changed completely. I have a much better job now, the car of my dreams, a beautiful wife, will be a father in 2 months, and I'm about to buy my first house. Even though you don't know me, Frater, you have been the biggest influence in my life. You're like the father I never had. You have my blessing and my well wishes. Thank you. You're welcome, and thank you for the kind words. This story is very typical, as many get into magic for worldly and material pursuits, but then quickly realize that there's more that they should be seeking. Now, he's said that he's had great success with his magic. He's gotten everything that he can want and more. He got into it just to get laid, and now he's married and has a kid on the way. And even though he's received everything that he's asked for, he still feels as if there is something more to be gained by working on the self. He says that he feels connected to the higher self. And yes, everyone is connected to their higher selves, the higher self being the best possible version of yourself that you can be. The question being, how strongly is it calling to you? And it is calling to him because he now wants to turn his focus onto mastering himself instead of those material pursuits. I also love how he didn't have success that first time until he learned to let go and just stop thinking about it, as we've talked about many times on this channel. So yeah, great job. I'm proud of you. Continue working upon yourself, and in the meantime, you know how to handle any situation that may arise. You win at the game of life, my friend. Congratulations. Greetings. Well, look who it is, everyone. It's Mortis the Wizard. You may remember me mentioning him during my Spirit Chat videos. Mortis the Wizard's work was some of the inspiration for me doing those Spirit Chat videos. His videos are top-notch and, in my opinion, some of the best ITC work on YouTube. So I definitely recommend checking him out. He writes, I am sending this message to give my thanks to you for your Mystery School videos. At first I was waiting for my excuse to click off onto something else, but this did not happen, as within the first or second video, the Thunder Perfect Mind was calling again. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. It's always great to find someone who we're both mutual fans of each other's work. Now, that's how I became friends with Uncle Birch. I was already a fan of his videos on YouTube, and then he was a fan of my videos on YouTube because I heard him mention my videos in one of his videos on YouTube. And then when I called his shop to order something, he recognized my voice. And he caught me. He's like, "You're Frater X." I'm like, okay. And that's how we became good friends. So it's always great to hear from a fellow YouTuber and mutual fan of each other's work. So you definitely should check out Mortis the Wizard's channel. I'll leave a link to it in the video. Alright. Dear Frater Xavier, I have been sub to you since you first started, and you helped release me from my religious bonds and get me out of the negative state I was in at the time. Now I see, though, that you have become another money-grabbing YouTuber who promotes the wrong people. Since you promote people like R.S.D. Tyler, Bob Proctor, Napoleon Hill, Darren Brown, etc., I can only assume you are a psychopathic con man like their whole lot. See, I love this one because he put the word wrong in all capitals. You are promoting the wrong people. Why? Because they're successful? Well, see, it's not because they know what they're talking about. No, it can't be that. It has to be that they're con men. See, this tells me right away that you have the wrong mindset, that you're not going to succeed. Any of the problems that you are having is directly related to your mindset. See, if you got my programs and you feel like you haven't gotten the value out of them when so many other people have, then the variable isn't me. It can only be something with you. You're doing something wrong. And I'm here to tell you right now, it's because of your naysaying. It's because of that mindset. I can spot it a mile away. I used to have that mindset. This is how I know. I used to believe in luck and random chance. Now when someone comments on my success and says, well, you're just lucky, I find that borderline offensive. That's insulting. Why? Because, it didn't have anything to do with the time I put in, the hard work, the consistency and sticking with something, building a reputation, building a brand, providing excellent customer service. No, I'm just lucky. See, luck is what we make it. But for the naysayers, see, they can't accept the information. They can't accept that success is anything other than either you con somebody or you're lucky. That's why they're called naysayers. But wait, there's more. Weren't you the same guy who was writing in just a day before, asking questions? Did I not get to your question quickly enough? People should know by now that I don't always get to the questions in a timely fashion. Sometimes they can take a week or two. Sometimes they slip through the cracks. I find it odd that you sent in a question that I didn't have time to answer, and then the next day you call me a fraud. So let's go back and take a look at your original question before you decide to throw a fit. And I'm not blurring out your name or anything on this one because I want to show that it's from the same person. Dear Frater Xavier, I went ahead and purchased 6 other candles and let the first 3 burn all the way. On another note, I would like for you to discuss a matter I have been illuminated to by a Goetic demon whose name I shall not utter. He has power over treasures, riches, and wealth in general. I know who you're talking about. He spoke to me about what is essentially the concept of tithing. That is, he specifically instructed me to give 1/10 of my earnings to a charitable cause, or anything that does not directly benefit me, financially, socially, etc. He instructed that should I perform this practice, I would become a greater capacity to wealth. On that note, he also explained that I should not be casting for money, but for power. And if money was to follow with power, or to be the form of power given to me, it is because I am an appropriate vessel to contain it. Anyways, I would like to hear your opinion about tithing or giving away some of your earnings and how that might increase one's wealth. Now, I've already talked about that. If you had paid attention, you would have heard me discuss how givers gain. You know who else has talked about that? All the wrong people. All the ones that I've promoted who you said were the wrong people. Bob Proctor talks about that literally all the time. The others have mentioned it in passing, but they all know it. So yes, the Goetic demon that you speak of is correct, at least on that part of it. As for casting for power over money, I'd give you my thoughts on that, but you can fuck off for calling me a fraud. No, wait, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Let's see, you called me a money-grabbing YouTuber and a psychopathic con man. So I'm not going to waste any more time on you, the naysayer. But I do find it pretty funny when people think that I'm money-grubbing or greedy, because I could make a hell of a lot more money than I do now. Probably 3 times as much. If I did readings, consultations, spell work for people, there's all sorts of ways that I can make a lot more money than I do now. But I don't do any of that, do I? There wouldn't be enough hours in the day for me to do it. I wouldn't have time enough for my own practice. But I sure as shit can make a hell of a lot more money. So for those of you saying that I'm just in it for the money, you can piss right off. Okay? I've been doing this before YouTube, and I'll be doing it long after. Now, for those with any legit issues with my programs, you can contact me at the email address provided with your purchase, and we'll figure it out. I pride myself on excellent customer service, which that email address is for, even though other people use it to just ask me questions and whatnot, which I accommodate them when I can. Now, I already know some people are going to say, why are you wasting time on the naysayer? But I want to show that I don't just cherry pick out the good things. I do get some bad messages, even though they're rare. And I'm not going to shy away from showing them just because they're negative, like I've also been accused of doing. Now, this next one comes from Patreon. Hi, Frater. I want to thank you for all the work you do and the efforts to educate more people that need the help. Beginning of this year, I manifested $10,000 and additional job while still in grad school. Also, I know you mentioned that we should conceal our magical practice, which I tried to adhere to as much as possible, but last year something told me to help my mother. My mother is a single mom, so raising me, she always knew I liked the occult and never voiced against it. Long story short, I sent her your honey jar spell and sigil magic instructions, and her life has completely changed. She loves magic, and we have a relationship closer than ever. We help each other, and ever since then have been able to manifest needs in our life we could have never imagined. I want to thank you so much for this, Frater. My mother and I have spent the majority of our life poor, and now we are starting to understand our true potential. I'm so grateful for you and can never thank you enough. Sincerely. P.S. My mom says hello and that she is your biggest fan. Now, see, this is what it's all about. I love being able to help lift people out of poverty. I love helping people completely change their lives around. This is what it's actually all about. This is what keeps me continuing doing what I'm doing here on YouTube. An absolutely amazing testimonial, and please give your mother my best for me. Many blessings to you both. I am really grateful, Frater Xavier. I got a girlfriend through your sigil magic course. Thank you. I did buy almost every one of your programs besides Fire and Water and the Magical Protection, and had success with them. I would love to do another group sigil with you. Yes, I would very much like to do another sigil soon. In fact, if you have ideas for some, leave them down below in the comments section. It's not all that easy to come up with an idea that is unusual enough to be recognized when it happens, but yet within the realm of possibility. So leave your ideas for group sigils in the comments section below. Congratulations on your successes, and thank you for sharing your testimonial. And that will about do it for this edition of the Mailbag. I'll be trying to get back to doing these monthly, but I make no guarantees. That may not always be possible. We'll just see how it goes. Mailbags take a lot longer to make and are a lot more work than normal lessons. So it's all going to be about having the extra time to do them. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for listening, and I'll see you next time. Take care.